Welcome back, everybody. This is Lori's Kitchen, real food for your health. And I know it's been over a week since my last video. The schedule has been crazy, but I don't have to tell you, right? We get caught up in this rat race and you get to the end of the day and you realize I don't have enough time to do all the things that I need to do, let alone the things that I want to do. So where does that leave time for overall health? Specifically, where does that leave me when it comes to nutritional health? Well, today I'm going to share with you one of my hacks. The weather's getting nice, it's getting cooler, it's getting a little colder, so things like soups and stews are wonderful. So, if you have a slow cooker, if you have one of those all-in-one one-pot things, utilize your tools, because today I'm going to show you how to go ahead and take simple ingredients, make something that's good for you, not a lot of prep work, and you'll get the nutrition you need, okay? So let's get started and let me show you what I got. Okay, so I just pulled these out of my cupboard. Like I said, the weather's cooling off. I like to keep a stock of these. I haven't stocked up yet, so these are kind of what I have left. Kettle and Fire is usually one of my go-to for quick and easy. If I don't have time to make a soup or broth, these are great in a pinch. Now, they have just regular broths, vegetable, I believe. They have a chicken and or beef bone broth. But they also have these soups, and some of them are labeled keto, and that's because of the carb content in them. But again, if I reach for a box of Kettle and Fire, I know the ingredients are going to be good. If you look... If you could actually see the micro print here, it's all organic stuff. And I don't have to worry about the quality of the ingredients in here. Just grab it and go. So I have a few things to choose from tonight. I've got a broccoli cheddar. I've got a mushroom bisque, my spicy cauliflower, and a butter curry. So tonight, I think I'm in the mood for a mushroom bisque. So we're going to go ahead and get started with this. Okay, I'm going to add a couple of things to my soup. Although these soups are wonderful and you can heat and go if you want, I'd like a little more. So I'm going to go ahead and take 2 things of garlic here and cut them up thinly and saute them really quick. You can just put them in the cooker if you want. One of the things I did want to show you, and this is really, really awesome. I love fresh garlic. Now, don't get me wrong, organic garlic powder will do in a pinch, but I do love the smell and the taste of fresh garlic. Trying to get these guys open can be a pain, though, and it takes a minute. So while I'm doing this, I figure I'll show you one of the hacks that I use to peel my garlic. So now please bear with me. I got some new recording equipment here, and I'm still trying to figure it out. So let's go through this together. You take your clove of garlic that you just pulled out of the bulb there, and you go ahead and just crack it. So I just take it between the 2 ends and squish down, and give it a good squeeze. And once that's cracked open, I take a jar. You can take any jar. This is something that we'd gotten from the store, gotten cleaned out. As a matter of fact, I cleaned it out just before starting the video, so it's still got the stuff on it. But just throw it in there, okay? And I'm going to do the same thing with this guy. Squeeze him at both ends until he cracks, and then give him a just good squishing in the middle there. Throw him in there. And one more time, squishing this at both ends, and a good squeeze down the middle. And throw him in there. So I'm going to take this, put the lid on it, and you're just going to shake it up. You shake that puppy up like you're trying to get rolling some dice here, Like you're at the craps table and Mom wants a pair of new shoes. So hey, give that a good shake up. Once you do, pour that out and look. All the skin is off. All of the skin is off. So if I show you the board here, here is all of that skin, and there are my cloves of garlic, all peeled. No fuss, no muss. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cut these up, and I'll be back really quick. Okay, so I've got the two little cloves, or the little teeth of garlic from the clove there. So I got those sliced thinly. I've got just a little bit of butter going in my baby saute pan. I'm going to put those guys in here, and I'm just going to let them on a low heat, low to medium, do their thing. While they're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and work on my next ingredient, which is going to be bacon. Okay, so while our garlic is sauteing off to the side over here, beautiful sight, and that'll be done pretty quick. It doesn't take a lot. As a matter of fact, I need to turn down the heat a little bit. But I want to talk to you about the bacon. Now, I get mine from ButcherBox. They have no sugar added, and that is one of the hardest things to find in a grocery store. Bacon with no sugar added. It's not entirely impossible, almost though. But I get mine, like I said, I order mine from ButcherBox. No antibiotics ever, no hormones ever, no nitrates, nitrites, any of that stuff that's going to cause inflammation. Just good old ingredients. Basically, just a pig, okay? Remember, whatever your pig ate, you're going to eat too. And especially in something like bacon, because it has all this fat in it, that's where all this stuff gets stored. Any kind of junk that's fed to your beef, your cows, your chicken is going to get stored in this fat. And if you eat that, you're eating all that stuff and all that junk that they've been eating. So keep that in mind. Now, here is an example of something I found at the grocery store. No antibiotics ever. No nitrates, no nitrites. Now, this one is kind of a little sketchy when I look at it and I don't see whether or not they've ever had hormones. I don't know. But I do know with this, while the label that indicates no sugar and no added sugars, it does contain less than 2% of cane sugar. So they do put a little bit in there. It's not a lot, so no big worries. But what you're looking for is something that's not loaded up with junk, all right? So there we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and open me one of these packages here. I'm going to do this one for right now, and I'm going to cut that up. Okay, so I've got the bacon out of the package, and this is going to be really simple. You're just going to cut it in, I cut it into strips. Just like so, and get all the way through the entire package of bacon like that. Now, again, if you don't have the time for that, because sometimes I like to go ahead and just kind of brown it up first before I put in there, but if you don't have the time, you don't have to. Just like with the garlic, if you don't have time, you don't have to saute it in the butter first. You can just put it right in there. If you prefer just using the garlic powder, that's good too. The basic thing is, this comes down to taste. These kettle and fire broths and their soups are wonderful, but they have basics. So I find that I have to add a little bit more seasoning to it, so it's more to my liking, but that goes to individual taste. As I said, you kind of play with these, mix it up, try different things, and make it your own. So my bacon is now cut up. My garlic has been sauteed, and now I'm going to go ahead and get to opening these boxes. All right, so I've opened the first box, and if you can see that, it's already a pretty thick mixture in there. It's nice and thick. And I'm just going to take my spatula and make sure I get all of that wonderful goodness out of the box. Make sure I get my money's worth. These things are great. They are a little bit on the expensive side when compared to other kinds of soups and stuff you can pick up at the store, but these are clean ingredients. And if you're looking out for your health, you're trying to combat inflammation, you're trying to eat healthier, whatever the case may be, it's always worth it to go ahead and get yourself really good ingredients. Because if not, you'll later on down the road, you'll be spending that money in medication for something or other. So, and this is pretty simple. You pull up the flaps, you just pinch it right here in the middle, or on the ends rather, and then just kind of fold the tabby on the top. It's already perforated for you, so you just zip it open like so, and there you go. So I'm going to put 2 of these in here, because I'm not going to be the only one eating this. I got family members in this household who need a good meal too. There we go. We'll get that in there. I'm going to go ahead and take my sauteed garlic, put that in there. And now I'm just going to go ahead and put my bacon in here. I am going to kind of try to pull it apart as I just cut it as it laid so they're sticking together. So I pull that apart as much as I can. There we go. And there is pretty much your basic ingredients. Now, I will be adding some stuff to this, but first, I need to wash my hands. Okay, so got my hands washed, and I went ahead and just put a little bit of water at the bottom of the box to get the rest of the soup out of there. Go. Now to this, I'm going to go ahead and add half cup of heavy whipping cream. Now this is the all organic whipping cream. If you can find the A2 casein protein stuff, that is wonderful. Basically, you have 2 types of protein in bovine or cow milk. A1 and A2. A1 is extremely inflammatory to the human body and can wreak havoc after time. A2, that's something that your body recognizes. So if you can find A2 casein milk or heavy cream, that's the ticket. So I've got those in there. I'm going to just put some salt in there because these soups and broths really don't have a lot of salt, just a little bit. I like a little bit more. So here's my mineral salt, and I'm just going to go ahead and put some of that in there. My organic black pepper. And I'm going to add some nutritional yeast. This stuff makes a great seasoning. It's got a good earthy flavor, and it has a lot of your B vitamins. So I'm going to put about a tablespoon and a half, maybe 2 tablespoons in there. And give that a quick stir. And that is all of my prep work. Now, if you want to put this out, get this started at the beginning of the day or somewhere in the middle of the day, and then go ahead and set it. I'm going to go ahead and set it for slow cook, and then that way the bacon gets cooked in there, everything gets nice and going in there, and by the time it's done, it's going to be delicious. You can set it for the soup setting. If you have one of those one pot deals, there's a soup and stew setting. You can do that. Whichever you prefer. Again, these are the things that you kind of experiment with. But I think the longest in prep time was doing the garlic. It took me longer to put that together than it did anything else. Super quick prep, and this is ready to go. So, we're going to go ahead and get this going here. Let it do its thing. I'm going to put this off to the side. And then we can come back and check that out a little bit later. Okay, so while we're waiting for our soup to heat up, I want to go ahead and just do a quick rundown with you, just in case you're interested. So for a serving of this, and I went ahead and calculated this out as to 2 cups, because I'm going to eat at least 2 cups, okay? If you are low carb, this is 2 net carbs for a 16-ounce serving of the soup. 2 net carbs, that's it. If you're keto, the macros on this are amazing, depending on where on the keto scale you're at, because basically the carbs come down to about 2% of the day of the meal itself. Your protein is at 15%, and if you are really into the keto thing, for this particular one as is, it's 83% fat. So the macros for me are right on point. So, but you please experiment with this stuff. Make it your own. Do something with it, because you can put other kinds of meats in it. You don't have to put the extra heavy cream because it already comes with heavy cream. And if you're wondering what was already in the box, it's heavy cream, besides the water, of course, butter, chicken broth, mushrooms, Parmesan cheese, xanthan gum, which is a thickener, but that's okay because xanthan gum and psyllium husk powder are great if you want to thicken things up a little bit, and they're not going to mess with you. So we've got the onions. There is there's garlic already in there. Like I said, I like a little extra, so hey. Sea salt vegetable broth, which is made of fennel leek. There's apple cider vinegar, tamarind paste, and I love me some tamarind, okay? We've got shiitake mushrooms and carrot extract, onion extract, and we have for spices, thyme, lemon juice, and white pepper. And then of course what I put in there, which was a little bit of extra salt. Again, I really do the high fat content, really low carb keto lifestyle, so my body does not hold on to minerals and stuff. So I actually have to take in a little bit more when it comes to minerals like salt. Potassium is another big thing, and magnesium. So I make sure that my meals have those ingredients in them so that I can go ahead and keep my nutritional level where it's supposed to be. For every gram of carb that you consume, the body on average will hold about 3 grams worth of water. So in addition to other problems with inflammation, and that just kind of compounds things. I know I'm kind of rambling on here, but just in case you're interested, there's the info for you. Okay, so again, we'll wait until this is done and we'll be back. Okay, so my little pressure cooker here, my all-in-one, just beeped and told me that we are done. So I'm going to let the steam out. Now, please be careful if you have one of these, because you can burn yourself with that steam. So I just take a towel and then flip the switch over, and then that way the steam gets caught up underneath the towel. It doesn't come at you full force and doesn't burn your hands. So we're going to let the steam out of it first, and then we'll open it up and we'll see how our soup is. Alright, this thing is still off steaming a little bit, but I just wanted to tell you that the smell of the mushroom bisque and the bacon is wonderful. Alrighty, we're going to switch views here so you can see down inside the pot. And there's not, again, there wasn't a lot that was put in here. It was just the 2 containers of the mushroom bisque, plus the bacon that we put in there and the other seasonings. But, oh, I wish you could smell this. So we're going to go ahead and put it in a bowl and give it a taste test. Okay, we've got it served up. As you can see, it's got a slight thickness to it. That's a little bit of that extra cream I put in there. Of course, this is already a little on the thick side, but look at that. Oh, I wish you could smell this. This smells wonderful. Alrighty, so there you have it. We have our mushroom bisque base for our nice little winter evening stew here with bacon. And of course, I added the extra garlic. I love the extra garlic. It's got a nice, wonderful flavor. It's, like I said, I wish you could smell this. This smells amazing. Very good. Like I said, the prep time was insanely easy. The hardest part was just mincing up that garlic into thin slices. Everything else, just throw it, stir it up, close it up, cook it up. Again, if you have a slow cooker, a crock pot, or an all-in-one, those one pots, use your resources. You don't have to put a lot of time and effort into it, and you can get something that's really, really good for you. And there you have it, folks. A quick, or okay, not so quick. It took 45 minutes in the pressure cooker for the bisque. But like I said, the prep time was easy. My family now has their meal, and they've taken that off and gone to start that. So I'm going to go ahead and join them. Until next time, take care of yourself. Be good. If you found this informative, if you liked what you see and hear, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. If you want, turn on that notification bell so that you know when I do actually post a video. Again, I'll try to get them out there once a week. All right? Everybody, you take care. We'll see you next time.